Hi everyone, welcome back to Move Wilder. My name's Hannah and today I'm going to take you through a upper back and chest workout. This is going to help to build muscle balance. So often the chest muscles are quite tight and so rounded, and that weakens and lengthens the back muscles. So what we're going to look to do is to just rebalance those muscles. You are going to need a little bit of equipment. You're going to need a tennis ball because we're going to do some chest massage to help to release the tension in those chest muscles. And you're also going to need a resistance band because we're going to do some work on strengthening the upper back using the resistance band. If you don't have these two pieces of equipment, you could always just use your fingertips for your massage, and you can do the band work without the band. You just won't add in that layer of challenge. Let's get going.
I'm now going to take you through a chest massage. So what you're going to need is a tennis ball or lacrosse ball. Going to place the ball underneath your collarbone, put your palm on it, and then just gently roll around in circles. If you find a spot that's a little bit more tender or a little bit kind of feels a bit tense, you can just hold the ball there, gently raise the arm into the air, and then lower the arm slowly back down. This is just helping to stretch out the muscle, release that tension, and then continue with the roll around the chest. We're not going onto any breast tissue, so you're almost tracking in, following the collarbone and then tracking back out. Once you've done one side, and we're doing about a minute on each side, so again, this is one of those videos where you might need to just hit the pause button, finish doing both sides, and then continue. We're then going to roll onto the other side. Again, tracking the collarbone, rolling around, applying a little bit of pressure to that ball, not going onto any breast tissue. And once you've finished, coming back into a seated position. I'm going to go through a palm on the wall stretch. So you're going to stand with your hand on the wall, fingertips facing backwards, hand in line with your shoulder. Then you're going to take a little step forward with the leg closest to the wall and then rotate your body into the middle of the room. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. This is a really deep and intense stretch. So if it feels too intense, just gently rotate back towards the wall a little bit, take some of that pressure out. If you get a numb wrist or any kind of like tingling in the fingers, please do come out of this stretch. You should feel a nice stretch across the chest and down into the arm. Then we're going to change to the other side. So we're going to put the hand on the wall facing backwards. Next, you're going to step forward onto that inside foot and then rotate into the room. Again, 30-second hold. And then coming back to your rest pose. This is one of my favourite rotational mobility exercises for your spine. We're going to do book. So we're going to come down onto the mat, making sure your hip and shoulder are in a line and that your head stays in line with the rest of your spine. So you're going to need a cushion under that head. Arms come out parallel We're going to stretch that top arm forward and then reach it up so your hand is in line with your shoulder. And then the rotation is coming through your mid-spine. So think about your rib cage moving, gently bringing that arm back behind you, making sure your hips stay stacked one on top of the other. We're going to hold that at the back for an inhale. And then exhale, gently bring that arm up so your hand is in line with the sky. And then gently bring that arm back to the front, fighting gravity as you bring that arm back. Every time you rotate back, you can either leave your head facing forward or you can take your hand with you. It's entirely up to you. As you come back, remember you're rotating through that mid-spine until your hand is in line with your shoulder, and then you're gently closing that arm down. You should get a nice stretch across the chest as you bring that arm back behind you. And then once we've finished our set, we're going to roll over onto the other side, making sure your hip and shoulder are in line. And again, stretching that arm forward, reaching up to the sky, and then letting that spine rotate backwards. So you coming from your rib cage, nice opening chest stretch, keeping your hips stacked one on top of the other. And then again, using your spinal mobility to bring that arm back to facing the ceiling, and then slow controlled movement of the hand back to our starting location. Making sure your shoulders remain relaxed, so don't bring your shoulder up towards your ear as you rotate back. Keeping your knees glued together. So the rotation comes through that mid-spine, and we're going to exhale, engage your core and rotate back, making sure that you're using those core muscles to stabilize the movement. And once you've finished your set, coming up into your rest pose. I'm now going to take you through 2 exercises for your arms. So we're going to stand in the band for our first exercise, and then we're going to pull the band backwards. We're going to hinge at the hips first, so your body is leaning forward, and then we're going to just pull backwards with our arms. So you can feel that work in your arm and maybe into the shoulder and upper back as well. Once we've done these, we're going to move on to our bicep curl. So you might find you need to move to 1 foot in the band for your bicep curl if you've got a short band. And then we're going to come back to our rest pose. We're now going to go through swan dive with swimming arm circles. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on our front, turn those toes in so that lower body stays switched off, engage your core, and then we're going to gently bring your head, neck and shoulders up off the floor, Raise the arms, bring your hands in front of your head, and then do a big swimming circle. So a little bit like you're doing a breaststroke type arm. Going to do up to 2 of those, hold, and then gently release back to the mat. This is really good for building strength in your upper back. Keeping your head in line with the rest of your spine. Make sure you're not lifting your head. If you can see what's in front of you, you're looking in the wrong direction. You should be looking down at the mat. I'm just going to show you from a different angle as well. So you can see from here that my head stays in line with the rest of my spine. My arms stretch out in front of me, keeping my chest lifted off the mat, slow controlled back to the mat. So you're using that upper body to generate the movement off the floor, not pushing your belly into the mat or squeezing your glutes together. Once you finish, pulling back into your child's pose for 20 seconds and then coming back to your rest pose.
I'm now going to take you through the rotator cuff strengthening exercise. So we're going to bring the band up in front of you. Top of your arm is staying close to your body, palms are up, and we're going to pull the band out to the side. Hold it there briefly and then just gently release back. We're going to do 5 like this, where we're just keeping that movement continuous. Pulling the band out. If you need to make it harder, less band in the middle. If you need to make it easier, put more band in the middle. This time we're going to hold it out there and do 5 little pulses. So we're just pulsing to the side for 5, and now we're going to 4 without pulses. This is really good for building strength in those upper back muscles. And then we're going to do 4 little pulses, and then 3 without pulses. Keeping those arms close to your body, 3 little pulses this time. And 2 without pulses. We are nearly there. Probably feeling this by now. If you need to make it easier, more band in the middle, 2 little pulses. And final 1, and final pulse. And then give those shoulders a roll. Excellent, well done. Returning to rest pose. Thanks for joining me for today's upper body balance workout. I hope you found it beneficial. If you did, hit the like and the subscribe button to get regular videos into your inbox from my channel. Also, have a little look at my other playlists for videos you may find beneficial and useful. If you've got any comments, as always, leave them below. Thanks for being here.